Part 1 did alright. Let's go for part 2. Hello everyone, this is Ketshi1383 with Ketshi Gaming. Last time I covered the opening scene of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. But there is one thing I would like to add. I intended to add it into the video, but decided to leave it out due to technical issues. But I do feel like I left something obvious out. That being when Bowser approaches the block with the superstar in it, the Penguin King clearly knew the superstar was there. Which begs the question of why didn't he or another penguin use it? It seems a bit of a glaring plot hole, convenience, or maybe just lazy storytelling. It also makes the Penguin King look even more foolish after attacking Bowser with snowballs. Granted, monarchies aren't exactly known for their competent decision making. With that out of the way, let's get into the introduction of the Mario Brothers. I want to address the elephant in the room, the casting of Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario. Although this might be outside the scope of the movie a bit, I would put some blame on whoever made and approved the first trailer for the movie. There is no shortage of jokes, memes, and some deserved criticism from around the internet in regards to that first trailer. It was clearly just Chris Pratt being himself. Nothing in his diction, rhythm, attitude, or phrasing resembled Mario, and again, it was just Chris Pratt. You can tell with the second trailer, they either redid the scene or used a different take. I would speculate that was due to the backlash of the first trailer, but let me just play the trailer and the same scene from the movie.
What is this place?
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh,
There is a distinct difference between the first trailer and the movie. Even with the changes, I have to wonder if they chose Chris Pratt not because they thought he was the best fit, but because he was Chris Pratt and would garner some recognition from audiences. As for a bit of trivia, when Chris Pratt auditioned for the role, he tried using a tough guy East Coast accent, more in line with Lou Albano when he voiced Mario during the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Now that I sort of threw the marketing team under the bus, I'll give them some praise. That being the Super Bowl ad and the Super Mario Bros. Website, and a slew of other marketing events. I personally did not watch the Super Bowl that year, but saw the site and commercial getting a promo email to text a number leading me to the site as if it were a legitimate business. The best part is the song in the commercial was inspired by the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. I mean, they do share a lot of the lyrics, but they don't share the whole entire intro.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
we're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. When your sink is in trouble, you could call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
But this is where the other shoe drops. The commercial was brilliant for marketing, but being used as a means to introduce Mario and Luigi feels like a bit of a cop-out. Like Universal wanted to get as much out of the ad as they could, and sets up Mario with a bit of a hero complex. Some might say there is a payoff to the commercial since it comes back around at the end of the movie, and I did not find the payoff to be clever or satisfying personally.
To save Brooklyn.
Then there is the introduction of Spike. Outside of showing Mario is willing to take on someone bigger than himself, and that Luigi is a bit of a coward, in a scene that kind of resembles the first Captain America movie, I have no idea why he's in the movie. There are other ways of showing Mario is brave and Luigi's a scaredy cat, and they do so later in the movie multiple times. Also, when Spike mocks them for the commercial and asks them if they received even one call, it does not make sense since it just aired, or maybe it aired a few times. They really don't clarify that. Feels like parts of the 1993 movie were reused, such as their business not doing well and the van even breaking down. Then there is the use of No Sleep Till Brooklyn, similar to the opening scene with Battle Without Honor or Humanity and the Penguins. It feels out of place, even if they are in Brooklyn, and it's a little bit of a nail on the head kind of situation. The odd thing to me about the scene, other than the call being somewhat similar to Ghostbusters, the van fails and they have to run to the job that is a few blocks over, or appears that way. On top of that, it shows Mario being Mario, jumping, running through obstacles, and helping Luigi. In Luigi's defense, he was carrying all the tools. It also has a bit of an homage to the first game. Let me pause it where it is and bring up a screenshot. There you go. With Mario and Luigi's short jaunt to the fancy apartment out of the way, let's go over another of my most disliked scenes. So I could not find names of the two apartment dwellers, even after Googling the cast and watching the end credits. So I'm just going to call them the apartment dwellers. With that out of the way, I have a dislike for Illumination's art style when it comes to humans. And that they all look kind of frumpy. And there is more time to focus on the apartment dwellers in this particular scene. So much so, I think that the female apartment dweller reminds me of Rosita from Sing, another Illumination movie. And while I am at it, Spike reminds me of Johnny from the same movie. That leaves Francis. Francis feels a bit too anthropomorphic for my taste, trapping the brothers in the bathroom over a fake bone and being the catalyst for the job going sideways. The whole scene was a bit of a joke, with the brothers plugging the leaks and Luigi getting sprayed in the crotch to Francis jumping out the window. Outside of getting laughs from the kids, and I admit a bit of a chuckle out of me, it served no purpose. I'm going to do some editing here, and I think it will have the same results. I cut out everything in between the van breaking down to when they get home. You still see the failure on their faces, and it's easy to surmise that it was caused by the van breaking down and failing to get to any job. When the brothers return to their home, to my surprise, they are living with their mom and dad, as well as extended family. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that you have these random uncles, a random aunt, and apparently a niece who has no name. It stands to reason they would have parents and other relatives. I mean, at the end of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, they are delivered to their parents when you beat the game. This kind of raises some questions since the movie takes place in a more contemporary setting. I would ask if they are adopted, but Mario's dad, and yes, that is his name listed in the credits, is voiced by the former voice actor for the video games, Charles Martinet. He looks very similar to Mario and another Nintendo character, Talon, from the Ocarina of Time and a few other Zelda games. I was not the only one to think this either, and I have to wonder if it's a bit of an Easter egg since the movie is loaded with them. I digress. In this scene, they introduce Uncle Arthur and Tony. it's kind of weird that I guess his aunt and grandfather don't even get names, and their mom, just like their dad, is credited as Mario's mom. And I kind of wonder why they are even in the movie, other than to set up why they dress the way they do, mock them for their failure, and to establish Mario hates mushrooms, setting up a obvious gag for later in the movie. I'm not going to do what I did last time and gimp a bunch of images together. I decided to avoid that as much as I want to sort of storyboard my ideas. I still can't draw worth a damn anymore due to the damage done to my hand. So this time around I will use some images, but I will have B footage playing. I did install Unreal Engine 5 and I have Blender, and I will give that my best college try, or maybe see if someone out there has made some 3D models they would let me use. And maybe I can piece something together. Until then, how would I make it better? Personally, I would not have gone with an origin story, but I decided that I will do my best. First, I would start where the commercial ends, with the brothers celebrating the airing of their commercial, but instead of celebrating, they look at the screen with dour faces, with Mario saying, "Well, Luigi, that was the last time our commercial will air." Luigi responds, "Maybe someone will call soon. After all, it's been playing for a few weeks." Then Giuseppe, Charles Martinet's other role, pipes in, "The commercial was perfect, boys. Someone will call." Luigi's phone rings with the Luigi's Mansion tune, and he answers it. "Hello, Super Mario Bros. Yep, we can handle anything. We'll be there in the hour." Alternatively, he could just say we'll be there soon. The brothers celebrate and get into the van. Mario turns the key in the ignition and the engine starts. The van moves a foot or two and stalls out. Mario tries the key several times, and both brothers slump their foreheads on the dash/steering wheel. The scene transitions to them walking into their home. Mario sits in a chair and looks at his brother Luigi with a sad face. "I'm sorry, Luigi. This was a bad idea. I should have never convinced you to quit with me and start our own business. Maybe we can go back to our old jobs." Luigi responds, "Don't be so hard on yourself, Mario. We quit our old jobs for a reason. We'll be alright as long as we are together." Mario responds, "You're right, Luigi. I just wish Mom and Dad were here so we could ask for some advice." Both brothers look at the portraits of their mom and dad hanging on the wall. Luigi places a hand on Mario's shoulder, and Luigi says, "I miss them too." After a brief pause, "I'm going to make myself something to eat. Do you want some?" Mario replies, "No, I'm going to head upstairs. I'm going to end it here for the time being." So it feels a bit depressing, a bit unintentionally dark and lacking jokes, but I grew up with 80s and 90s cartoon movies. The Secret of NIMH, the Transformers, the movie, even Disney movies had their dark moments. I decided to just get rid of characters that play almost no part in the movie, and if they were gone, no one would notice. Like the aunt, niece, and even the uncles. Since Nintendo established they have parents, I decided to keep them, but I was not a fan of Mario having daddy issues, making the character unnecessary, so he had to go. One of the other things I'm struggling with, outside of never writing anything other than reports and technical papers, is harmonizing the games with the story. The biggest issue with this part of the movie is the Super Mario World 2 ending, where they are delivered by storks. I know the whole reason why storks were used in media, and removing that element would erase those events. So I came up with 3 possibilities. There might be more, but these are the 3 I'm sticking with. 1. Treat the movie as non-canon and use it as the marketing device it is. 2. Add a kidnapping subplot from when they were babies. 3. As I mentioned before, they were adopted. Next time I will tackle how they get the Mushroom Kingdom. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching.